Hi, this is Lindsay. I am the Learning Content Manager for Because Learning. I'm here to give you a brief overview of our third grade Science and Engineering unit. The Because Learning third grade Science and Engineering unit comes aligned with the NGS standards. The third grade Science and Engineering unit is aligned with Life Science, third grade Physical Science, and third grade Engineering Technology and the Application of Science. NGS standards can be found at the end of each lesson by clicking on the experiment guide. The experiment guide contains information such as a general overview, recommended grade levels, recommended pacing, content area, and vocabulary. The end of each learning guide contains the NGS standards aligned to that lesson. In addition to the link to the experiment guide, the end of each lesson also contains a link to troubleshooting tips and a help center where you can get help if you become stuck in one of the experiments. Underneath the links for the troubleshooting tips and the help center, you will find a link to the community discussion page where you can post tips, tricks, or variations on the experiment that you felt worked with your class. The magnets lesson has the students using magnets and the magnetometer. Students will explore if quantity of magnets and distance from the magnetometer sensor affects the strength of the magnetic field. This experiment comes with a worksheet where students can record their data so that they can make interpretations. The lesson titled Sea Turtles and Magnetic Fields has the students using the magnetometer to navigate a magnet map like a sea turtle. Drum Kit has the students using the gyroscope and the accelerometer to sense movement. The students will print off this template, cut it out, and create a cube. They will attach the sensor board to the inside of the cube and orient it in the proper direction according to the pictures and the sounds that the gyroscope and accelerometer trigger. In the experiment titled Zombie Detector, the students will use data from the luminosity and the ambient temperature sensors to interpret which members of their group are zombies and which members of their group are humans. Crash Test has the students designing a cushion that will dampen the impact of an object when dropped from 3 feet high. The students will collect G-force data from the accelerometer sensor and use it to tell them whether or not their cushion was effective. The lesson titled Heat Absorption has the students asking the question, do different colors absorb different amounts of heat? The students will use a mason jar and different colors of tape or paper, and they will place the sensor board inside and access the temperature data. From there, they will interpret if different colors absorb or reflect different amounts of heat. In the experiment titled Willit Conduct, the students will build a circuit using the breadboard and the Arduino, and then they will gather things from around the classroom and test them to see if they conduct electricity. The experiment titled Plant Monitoring Station has the students using data from the luminosity sensor and the temperature sensor. The students go around the classroom and make a map and determine which parts of the classroom are ideal for different types of plants. That gives you a brief introduction to our third grade Science and Engineering unit. We recommend that you go through each lesson that you would like to teach with your class as if you were the student. Build the circuit, collect the data, answer the questions. This will help you to identify problem areas that you can anticipate before your students jump into the project themselves. We hope you have fun exploring.